Our company and the things that we have within the prosperity movement, within Prosperity U, all the training, everything is an accumulation of knowledge from great leaders, people that have successfully traded a lot. Like we're talking James Leone, who has traded 2 decades very successfully, and everything that we have developed in terms of a process for our traders to get the best result possible. We didn't just make it up. We're not just like, what's next? Let's roll a dice and see what comes of it. No. This has been discussed and experimented with before we even became a company. Most of the trading processes came from James Leone, which is 2 decades worth of building up a process. And all we did was kind of, hey, we found some other things that might even help more from a leadership standpoint and from our own trading experience. If you're not a member, you'll still get a lot of value just from knowing kind of what the steps we take are so that someone can get consistent results. At the end of the day, Phase 1 is all about consistency with us. How do you do that? Well, you follow our process.
So what are the secrets? How do some of the most successful entrepreneurs find the freedom that we all got into business for in the first place? How did they find the time, energy, and resources to launch and scale strong? And how do entrepreneurs like us align our time, money, and energy in a way that will allow us to reach what we set out to achieve? These are the key questions, and this community will give you the answers. Welcome to the Prosperity Movement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Prosperity U podcast. We love to present different thoughts and processes to help you be a better trader, be a better leader, and potentially grow more legacy and grow more wealth for your family. So we like to shed any light we can. Most of the time, these topics come from either discussions that the three of us are having off camera, or we notice something in the community, a pattern, if you will, and we're like, hey, let's talk about that pattern. And so today, it's going to be about a pattern. So for those of you that are already members, do not take this as a critique. Take it as a learning opportunity. Okay, but we have noticed a pattern, and I want to help course correct because all of you will trade better as long as you implement what we talk about today. So, cool. Before we do that, do we want to go over mission, vision, values?
Well, I want to, but it's not on our website anymore, is it?
Right, we gotta put that back in there.
Okay, somebody else can say it for today because unless you want to put it in the thing, and I can say it, but.
Yeah, give me 10 seconds here. I'll have it.
10, 9,
oh no,
8, 7, 6,
come on, internet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I got it. Okay, our mission.
Okay. You did it in 10?
This isn't it. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Dang it. Hold on. My bad. There we go. I was one click away. All right. Our mission is to impact the world by bringing the life-giving principles of prosperity to it. Our vision, to guide our community to back engineer their full power and potential with purpose-driven growth so they can do more of the things they love with the people they love most. Ultimately, today's podcast is going to be a little bit about that, back engineering your full power and potential. And then our values are the 3 I's: impact, integrity, and intentionality. Impact, in order to impact the world, we value time, health, relationships, and legacy relentlessly at the highest level. Integrity, we value people over profits, and we are driven and dedicated to the success of our community. And intentionality, we provide result-oriented support through mentorship to ignite an inspired and focused community.
Yes. Amen.
So,
amen. And where does the prosperity come from? A lot of people think that we're false guys. I think Travis pointed it out once. It's Proverbs 3:1, 1-3. If you want to read it, it's good. But we'll do that another time.
Gotcha.
I'm Googling it.
Okay, perfect. So what I want to talk about, at the end of the day, if I were to give it like a overarching topic, it would be process. Okay. But we're going to dive in. We're going to give you a little bit of context first. So the context is our company and the things that we have within the prosperity movement, within Prosperity U, all the training, everything, it actually is an accumulation of knowledge from, well, we'll say even a wealth of knowledge, if you will. And this is from great leaders. This is from people that have successfully traded a lot. Like we're talking James Leone, right? Oh, is James here, by the way? I didn't even check. No, he's not. Okay, not yet. So, like James Leone, who has traded for more than a decade, successfully.
2 decades.
2 decades.
Two
I'm sorry,
decades.
2 decades, very, 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 very successfully. And everything that we have developed in terms of a process for our traders to get the best result possible, we didn't just make it up. We're not just like, what's next? Let's roll a dice and see what comes of it. No, no, no. This has been discussed and experimented with before we even became a company. Most of the trading processes came from James Leone, which is 2 decades worth of building up a process, right? And all we did was kind of, hey, we found some other things that might even help more, okay, from a leadership standpoint and from our own trading experience outside of James's
A
style.
time collapsing focus.
Exactly. So, anyway, so for those of you that are not members here, I can't get into all the details in terms of strategy and things like that, but you will get an overarching view. So if you're not a member, you'll still get a lot of value just from knowing kind of what the steps we take are so that someone can get consistent results. At the end of the day, phase one is all about consistency with us. And so how do you do that? Well, you follow our process. So step one in the process is very, very basic. It's watch the videos. We have an outstanding training. In fact, I can showcase it. Can I showcase it? Is that going to be a problem? I'm not going to show the strategies, but I can like show the course, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to show it. So you guys can get a little sneak peek into what it is that our course offers. Oh, let's move Zoom out of the way here. There's all the participants. All right, so we have something called Podflix. Pod stands for Pips on Demand. And so we have this little start here section. This is going into the learning process, how you're going to, learn the most effectively, getting started on the live sessions. We want you immediately getting in on some of our sessions where you get to witness James trade and hear his thought patterns and thought processes with his analysis of the charts and everything. We want you doing that right away. So how do you do that? That's the video 2. Video 2.
What about for people who don't know what a pip is? What does pips on demand mean?
Good question. So that's actually kind of part of learning process, but it's essentially a pip is a movement in the price. So if we're looking at two different currency pairs, for example, like Euro USD, okay, for an example, the price difference is between Euro being the base price in USD. I'm going to get way too technical, aren't I?
You're making way too much for them, man. It's very simple. So pips are just the movement of the market. Basically, when you're trading, you don't really care about how many pips you have. You care about what the dollars translate into, right? And so I think most people have heard like the Dow Jones went up by 20 points or whatever. And everyone knows what that means, but not really by detail. Okay. Went up 20 points. It means it went up 20 points. And same thing. What if we called it pips instead of points, right? Went up 20 pips, but how does that translate into dollars? Well, it's really simple. It's just called your lot size. This is basic information. Your lot size, let's say it's $1 per pip. If you make 10 pips, how many dollars did you make? It's $10. It's very simple, right? So don't get too far into the weeds when you're learning such. It's a very simple. The information is very mechanical here, right? So pips on demand means that we want to help you with reliability and consistency, be able to go through and profit off of a compounding amount of pips.
And furthermore, so like James likes to talk about it like, miles per hour. If you're in Canada, you go kilometers per hour. A lot of times when you're doing scalping with James on these calls, you're going per minute, candle per minute. So each candle is a minute candle. We might do some analysis on a 3-minute, on a 5-minute, and even on the 4-hour and sometimes the daily. And James goes into swing trading and goes into larger time frames. But it's basically pips per that time frame. So if you're trading in a some people will trade on a 5 minute time frame, some people will trade on a 4 hour time frame.
Yeah.
As you go on the higher time frames, you're going into the larger swing trades. But ultimately, when you're jumping on calls with James for these short 1 hour sessions, you're on the 1 minute time frame and taking positions based on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
And so, you might do 10 pips, 30 pips. Sometimes hundreds of pips happen. And I think that it was today. We got a guy. Um, he's been with us for a while. I can tell he's Filipino, I believe. Do you remember who it was? He said he's got over 100 and some odd pips today.
I didn't see it today.
So I'm just waiting for Heartbeat to open up here. We'll get to that. But again, so like lot sizes,
Yeah.
you're going to learn about the gate system over here and
Oh, yeah,
James
we'll get to that.
James's story on his lot sizes or what?
No, on gate system and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
But
wait for this. I'll wait for this pip count here.
perfect. This
On
year we're at over 10,600 pips this year.
10,600 pips. How many were there last year?
23,000 total.
23,000 total for the whole year, and now we're almost
28,356.
halfway there.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it would have been in the Todd Power Hour chat. Those are our graduates, and it was Mark who posted.
Oh yeah, Mark's
Where was that? Mark, 2 more trades, 47 more pips. Oh, that's from where he started. Where was it? He said something like over 100 pips this
Troy
morning.
in the Zoom chat here. He said he made 67 this morning. Good job,
67, Troy? Come on,
dude.
bro.
Beast mode, baby. So anyway,
67. Woo!
those,
Come on.
that's a little
Okay,
bit
I'm
about
done. You keep
about.
going. I just wanted to highlight the results of the community
So
because
have you
that's
guys ever
wonderful.
been? Yeah, I totally get it. Have you guys ever had like a thing where you start maybe it's a new hobby, maybe it's a sport, maybe it's whatever it is, and you feel like they're speaking a different language, right? I know one of the first times this happened to me is when I joined the military. It's like acronym city. Everyone just says acronyms all day, every day. You're like, what the heck are you saying, right? It's kind of like that,
Very
okay?
true.
Which is why we have this getting started video because it's there to help you get some clarity before you hop on. But even with this, you're gonna hop on these live sessions, and at first, you may not follow. And that's okay. You have to be exposed to it as fast as possible because the more repetitions you get, the more you're going to be like, oh, I see what he's saying now. Oh, he's talking about that. Now it makes sense. So the first thing we want you to do is we want you to get in and start absorbing that. From there, we want you to trade and demo. How do we do that? That's what this video, oops, let's go back. That's what broker at MT4, MetaTrader stuff, ThinkTrader stuff. All of this is just all about, and some of you guys won't see all of this because I'm an admin. I get to see all the stuff that's not published, but all of this is there for you to get ready to trade on demo. Okay. So first step, join live sessions. Second step, being able to trade demo. Following me so far in the process?
I'm
Sounds
with
pretty
you.
simple. Sounds like somebody who has no experience could do this.
Huh, that's weird.
Heh. You mean
Almost like we did that on purpose. Um, there are some common tech challenges that
What about
people have
somebody
had.
who already has experience and that's just repeat information? What should they do?
I don't know that it's repeat information, man. There's a lot of people that come here from other organizations that have like experienced one thing and then they come over here and like Andrew Cheeseman 2 weeks ago, I think it was a week or two ago, he posted about his experience over here. We get a lot of people, dude, that like come through here and are not happy with their results, having lost money, or break even trading, break even trading, break even trading. That's what Andrew Cheeseman is doing. He's a multimillionaire. Guy's bored, just wants to be successful at this, doesn't need to do it. He did the math. He said that, with the other organization he was with him for like 9 months or something like that. And he's like, I'm paying them $10 a day and I'm not even making $10. And then if you actually go to what he had to say, I've got a screenshot of it here because it's really important to me to be able to share these things. But
Well,
Andrew says, yeah, it was 7 days ago. Trading with James almost feels like cheating. Thank you. This group of men and women are inspirational. I found my home.
beautiful. Another great example of that, and how if you have experience, you're gonna find some even more additional clarity here. We have a guy who's been trading with us since before we were Prosperity Movement, back when we were with the other organization. So we're talking several years now. And what he said to me, and thank you because you are on here today. He said, I just want to give you some feedback on this new spreadsheet you made. The addition of providing a lot size calculator is huge. To this day, figuring out the math on lot size values has been very difficult. And now I'm able to wrap my head around it going through the gates James's way. I believe you've established a lot of clarity and preventative maintenance moving forward with that brilliant addition. So like this guy, he's been studying this stuff for years. And he found a little clarity, right? And to be fair, that is one of the more confusing concepts of trading, but it's still, no matter where you are with your level, you're going to find a lot of clarity and call it ease, a lot more simplicity here.
Mm.
So you're on live sessions.
Trying to put together a puzzle.
Yeah.
But you don't have the reference picture. Is it impossible to put it together?
No.
No, I mean, I do this with my kids all the time, especially Asher. Asher loves doing puzzles, and we just do one section, one little piece section at a time. And you hone in on that little section.
If you don't have the reference picture though, it becomes almost impossible.
I'll say it's almost impossible.
Pretty sure it's really possible.
Longer, a lot harder. Probably a lot of people would kind of give up, especially if it's a really big puzzle, right? And another thing about puzzles that I kind of thought about recently is if you're missing one piece of that puzzle, is it worth anything? To me, it's not. Like if I go to the store and there's a bunch of puzzles and one says 499 out of 500 pieces, I'm like, I'm not getting that one. It could be free. They could pay me to take it. I might take the dollar, but I wouldn't take the puzzle. Right. But the whole point is that a puzzle without one of the pieces really kind of is not
you're talking impact in terms of efficiency and effectiveness.
If we have a process to go and learn how to trade, that's the reference piece of the puzzle.
Right.
And it's just a matter of time of putting those pieces together and really understand it. Like the anonymous person, I guess you didn't name him, was saying is that I've been studying this for so long, but you James put together this process of trying to simplify and understanding it. And that's that reference piece. It makes it so much more efficient, so much more effective. And the cool thing is that this has been going on. James has been doing this for 20, like you said, over 2 decades now, literally 2 decades in a month. And he's put together some things that are the full puzzle. There's not a missing piece. And that's why people that are learning with him are effective and efficient with it. It's been refined and it's a process. It's a skip button, but not a cut corner button. You can't cut corners. You need all the pieces. Right?
Now, the thing is that I find that, a puzzle is an end result of a picture, but is it proactive in terms of what you're getting? Like, it's nice. You see the picture, but could you, I think that there's a lot of organizations out there that set up seeing the picture and piecing these puzzles together and all that kind of stuff. But then, ultimately, at the end of the day, is it just a puzzle and the process of piecing together the puzzle, or is it having not just a full picture, but a process of what you're doing with everything thereafter?
All of the
because ultimately, if all I have is a picture, am I proactive in living in whatever it is that this piece of art is? Right? Is this an art or is it a science? Is it so? For example, a lot of people look at trading.
I don't think a puzzle is artistic. It's very mechanical. This piece only goes here. This piece only goes here. Right? Okay. And I think James would vouch that there's not just one puzzle to put together with being successful with trading or an entrepreneur or in your own job or whatever you're doing. There's constantly this ebb and flow of learning and applying and learning and applying, right? You put together one puzzle. I think most people are starting with the puzzle of how do I become consistent, How
Mm.
do I make profits? Probably is the first puzzle you put together. Figure that out. Then you figure out how to do it consistently. Then you figure out how to scale that. And then
Mm.
probably if you're, you know, like us, you probably want to be able to find new tools to add to your
Mm.
tool belt so that you can have more and more in surplus, right? The idea of prosperity is not just one puzzle being put together, but like the concept of the four pillars is that you have all these different major domains that you're
Mm.
constantly filling up,
Mm.
right? And speaking
Mm.
life into. So yeah,
Right.
the puzzle is just a analogy.
Yeah, no, I like the analogy, but I'm always in a process of like how how do you go a little further than some analogies, right? Like can you take that to another level? Because ultimately in my mind when I look at what we have here, like for example, James will say, yeah, a lot of people will look at trading as it's an investment. Is it an investment vehicle? Can it be looked at it like a business vehicle? Because I think that's a big shift over here is that people stop looking at it as like again gambling or investing, and they start to see the business outline,
Mm.
right? And is that a puzzle or is that a process? So like there's a step by step in this, and like again, to me, it's bigger than a picture. It's bigger than a picture because I can look at a picture or I can live the life.
Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, the next section in the training has the category title of accountability.
Mm,
So if you're starting to trade on demo, the big the big part of the process or the big picture of the puzzle here that most other organizations don't have is accountability. And this is where I wanted to dive in a little bit deeper because our accountability piece is multiple. It's like its own little puzzle, if you will, its own little process. We
almost
have
sounds like an engine
yeah,
because
exactly.
like now you've got multiple 3D like pieces that are moving pieces.
It's like if you go to the gym.
I was gonna
So
go there. I was like, what's your
accountability is
90
the
day goal? You
core.
started with 50s to 60s to 70s, and now at the end of the 90 days, you're going 70s, 80s, 90s, and you need a bigger big boy gym.
Well, I was
See,
thinking like,
you guys can make fun of me all you want, but what would
I'm
you
not
say?
making fun of you.
What
I'm
would you
I'm
say if I
embracing you.
said "Sweet Caroline"? What would you say?
oh,
Who said that? Was it you, Zach?
yeah.
No,
I
it's
didn't
me
get the
on
green
the
box.
inside.
Yeah, so you can recite that, and people can do the same thing now too. Like they can be having maybe a bad session or a bad thought process, or they could be crapping all over themselves or shooting in one hand, and you know what I mean. Like they could be
Wishing in
in a
the
bad
other and
place, and
seeing
they
which
be
one
thinking
feels
like
first. Yeah.
Travis says, Zach says, Brian says, it's just like the gym. Why do they mean by that? And they can reference really quickly. So
I know.
it's a
We
quick
love it.
reference, guys,
We love
and
it.
it's a
We love it.
perfect
I love
analogy.
you, Travis. You just know me. You just know me inside and out. You do. I
It's
know you too.
100% the best analogy we ever have.
Which one? The puzzle one
No,
or the gym
the
one?
gym one.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I
But
like
anyway,
it.
so accountability. So parts of that, Brian actually mentioned one is there's a piece of the puzzle called the business plan. Um, we treat trading like a business, not like a side hustle, not like a
Mm,
hobby, not even like an investment. We treat it like a business. Period. Business has to make money. Okay, this is the world of business. If you're not, your business is
I mean,
dying.
it doesn't have to. You get to if you want to.
Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's right, exactly. So anyway, so there's a business plan
Some
aspect.
guys run off of credit in their business forever.
That's true.
Yeah, it was Jeff Bezos like back in the early 2000s interviewing, and they were talking about how his business appears to be losing billions of dollars. How can you be in business? Yeah, just how the tax code's written, just how the business is played. Um, but anyways, I just thought it was funny.
There's also something that's really, really important that we've been driving hard with our community the last couple of weeks, and that is something that we call our trading plan. So I'll even tell you some of the components of the trading plan. So for those of you that are not members, you can take little notes if you want. Okay. I'm not going to give you all of it, but there's a framework that we've created for our trading plan to make a trading plan more effective. Most people, when they get involved in trading, their number one and almost only focus is when do I place a trade? It's the entry. When do I buy When do I sell? That's all they care about.
Know when to hold them.
That is
Know
not.
when to fold them.
So the best way, I'm sorry, a more effective way would probably be, let me pull up my framework here. It's pulling up. Give it a sec. It actually starts with, what's your goal? What do you want to do? What's your daily goal? How many hours are you going to trade per day? Right? Some people it's 1 hour, some people it's 2 hours, some people it's 1 hour in the morning, one in the afternoon. What does that look like? Okay. And then what are you going to trade? Is it one currency pair? Is it an index of some kind? What are you going to trade? There are some people on James's calls. There's one person in particular who trades gold every single time, and she's doing wonderful. Right? What are you going to trade? These are things to identify.
Gold. Yeah, Bryan got it.
I'm totally. There's
I
no
like gold.
pleasing you.
Like gold.
There's no pleasing you. I love gold.
And then before you even get into entry on a trade, what is your routine? What do? You get up? Do you do a little self-analysis? Like, how do I feel? Do I feel like I'm going to be trading like an emotional wreck? Or do I have things under control and I can focus for this period of time? Do you look at the news? You should. That's a huge impact. Check the news during your trading session before you start. Look at the charts for like 5 or 10 minutes. Just analyze the chart, right? Let me just see what's happening, get a feel. I'm not going to take any drastic, immediate actions. I'm just going to get a feel for it. And then finally, now we can talk about entry of a trade. We just went through like 4 different things before talking about the entry and the trading plan. And then guess what? After you enter, how do you set your stop loss? How do you set your take profit? And by the way, it depends on the market. So you should have, when the market's like this, here's how I manage my stop loss. When the market's like this, here's how I manage my take profit, etc. And then finally, what do you do when you're done trading? That part of the process is crucial. Like any professional, athlete, what do? They review the tapes of their games. Oh, my form was off there, right? You should review your timestamps for your trades and say, hey, look, I traded here. What was I thinking? Or you can say, hey, I traded here. That was a brilliant idea. I made 67 pips like Troy, right? So that is a proper trading plan. The reason that's in our accountability section is because whenever someone comes to us and says, hey, I'm having a little bit of struggle this week, great. Show us your trading plan. It's the first thing we want to see, because then we can start to look at your screenshots and we can start to see, did you follow your trading plan?
Like you were saying, with it being treated like a business. One of my first businesses was creating and distributing men's beard care products, right? Because at the time, like you, Zach, you had a really long beard at one point. I was also part of ZZ Top. So I had a really big beard. And I found out how to take care of it and make it just a really nice beard, honestly. And I found out one guy, I think his name was, it's like the company is called Johnny Slicks. And he was talking about all these natural ingredients. And I'm like, oh, that's up my alley. Started looking into it. I was like, oh, you can buy all this. I can make my own beard care products. I don't need Walmart no more. I made it for myself, liked it so much, gave it to some friends. They liked it so much, they paid me for it. And I was like, ha, I have a business. And it's like most people think kind of like, I want to know where to put my trades and when to pull out, entry and exit, right? With business, especially if it's like a product business, there's so many different layers to it that I think go overlooked, just like they do in trading. Whereas when you go to start this company or a t-shirt company or any other one, you're thinking about what product can I sell and how many of them can I sell it for? And think about little things like, what's my profit margin? How much is it going to cost? But you don't think about, like I didn't, most people don't. I didn't know how to get people in front of the product. So I was like, okay, I just made 250 tins of beard care stuff and I don't know how to get rid of it now. And that's the intricacies of business, is that you got to think about the traffic and the marketing, the sales process itself, and what happens after you sell. How do you replace? How do you distribute? How do you get into wholesaling? How do you do all these different things, right? And of course, I don't think business like that, from my experience, really has to be all that complicated, but you do need all the pieces of the puzzle. So when you're saying that people jump in with, I want to know where to enter and where to exit, you're like, there's so many other things you need to think about, and they're not complicated. It's just really simple. What's your plan, and then what's your plan after?
Yeah.
There's a few more moving parts than people think. Because yeah, sure, if you always knew just where to enter and where to exit, that would be, I think, pretty ideal. But the truth of the matter is, you don't. There is no crystal ball, and so you have to have a methodical process, a system, if you will. And I found this acronym in one of our old presentations for system. Is a system is designed to save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. You have
Wait,
a system.
We made that?
It was one of my.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was gonna say
it was in an old presentation that we had. But yeah, if you have a system in place, if you have all the pieces of the puzzle, that is designed to save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. I bet Guy remembers that one. I think he commented about it when we first said it. He always comments. Give us a burger, Guy. Is he here with us today?
Burger in the chat today. So accountability is big part of the process here. We also have trading coaches that look at people's trades. No comprende, but okay.
Nice burger. Good burger.
So when people are done trading, they actually have an opportunity to submit their sessions, and they submit their trade journal, like their log, so that we can see the timestamps. They submit screenshots showing here's where I entered, here's where I exited. It's trade 2, here's where I entered, here's where I exited. And then, of course, their trading journal. And our coaches can review the journal, review the timestamps and the screenshots, and can help them identify maybe something that they missed. That is just non-existent anywhere else. Everywhere else, it's like, well, was your histogram green? And that's all they do. They just kind of like do a shotgun questioning. No. I want to see your plan, and I want to see exactly what you traded at what exact time. Because go ahead.
I'm sorry, I thought you were close to done.
No, you're good. You're good.
I have actually seen people that would render those services for others, coaches, if you will, trading coaches.
Okay.
But I've never seen them be below like 5 or 10 grand monthly to be able to get access to their time. We have developed our system to be remarkably efficient. Like it's like maybe a couple hours per day at most that you guys have to go through in how we supply that information, and that feedback individually for people is remarkably efficient. And so it's not really a big use of time, but it's so impactful that it's like we don't want to get away from it, because that's one of those things that actually provides the results that we talk about. And so it's if it can be done efficiently, it's a lot easier to charge less than 5-10 grand a month, right? They're saying that my time's so valuable, and I'm working with you one-on-one, that anytime I go in, I'm going to charge it like a lawyer, the $250-$600 an hour crap. Man, imagine if a lawyer did their job at 10 grand flat, 20 grand flat. They would be really efficient, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That's
Brian,
what we are.
Do you remember
and so we're very efficient. It's in our best interest to get you off of our calendar. So we want to get you to be effective by yourself. It is in our best interest for you to be profitable.
That's right.
Otherwise, you're taking up a seat that someone else needs. So,
Brian, do you remember the 4 Ps? Do you remember this from the very beginning?
I'm recalling.
It's okay if you don't.
I know there's patience.
Ooh.
Persistence part of that equation. I mean, it should be, but
no.
Patience pays. It was
getting paid is the 4th P. Yep.
Getting paid. Yeah, patience paid. Oh man, what were the first two?
Process and plan. Yeah. So
process, plan, patience pays.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you for that, man. Like that's old goodies, man.
Yeah, that's an oldie but a
that's
goodie.
An old Discord goodie. Remember Discord?
Should we put that back in the blueprint? I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Let's say we could maybe mess with it.
Yes, Travis, add that in there, bro. That's like.
But we kind of have that outlined in the course where you make a plan, you follow the process, you do it with patience, and then you get paid. We have it outlined just without the graphic, but the 4 Ps was something that
we had an actual nice graphic for that too. Yeah, it's reignite that baby. That's really good.
It's actually still in our guide section, you guys. If you
okay, good. I'm glad that it's there. Yeah, I just haven't said it in forever. That's like I just automatically was like Discord days.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
that? Oh man,
Million disc-
what a mess. We turned that into a message. Look at that.
It's it's fascinating how much more clear things are now than
Guys
they were
like
back
good old
then.
days. Guy the OG over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, that's our basic process, guys. We have people get on live calls immediately. They start trading in demo and learning the strategies, and then they are held accountable using the trading plan and submissions. Um, and if you don't submit, well, we can't really hold you accountable.
Ooh.
Sometimes we
Jimmy
get
has a
some people,
good question here.
Yeah, this is a good question. Jimmy DeLion.
but
This is my boy Jimmy. My boy Jimmy. Man, is he ever a smart kid.
Lion.
I love this guy.
yeah.
He asks, do you need to learn about everything before making a plan? And how would I go about learning everything?
So that's the
I'm
Oh.
going
fun.
to start and then let Zach really kick this off. But
Yeah,
it's
you
impossible
take
to
this
learn
away, Zach.
everything.
This is your domain. You win.
Well,
You
you
win
go
for listening to Zach.
you go first, Travis.
You're not going to learn everything. That's just one clarification piece, and you don't need to learn everything. There is a finite amount of information that you need to know for this to be efficient and effective, right? But Zach, how would he go about that process? That's kind of the whole point of this call.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Sorry, this podcast.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's the whole point of getting on the live calls with a demo account and a preliminary trading plan. The trading plan video, which is not very far in the training. It's basically, like I said, get on the live calls, here's when they are. Here's how you can set up your demo account. Here's your trading plan. We give you a preliminary trading plan that already has a basic outline of when to enter, etc. And what you'll find is that just by reading what we have there as a starting point, and by watching James trade, you will very quickly see exactly what's happening. I would say it probably takes you maybe a week and a half of getting on a few of James's trades. So maybe 3 to 5 of James's calls, and you'll start to see it. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, the plan says to wait for this. I'm seeing James wait for this. And then you might see something where there is an exception to be made. Great. Update the trading plan, right? Your trading plan for you. What's an acceptable risk for you? Because some people take more risks, right? So it's already there.
Well, it's kind of like going to the gym. If me and Travis go to the gym, what do you think my warm up's going to look like, and what do you think his warm up's going to look like?
I'm just sitting outside on the bench. I don't know.
I just want to note that Brian's weights stop at 100 pounds. Okay.
They don't stop there. I got to go to a new gym.
I start at 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm 201 pounds of twisted steel and sex
Right.
appeal. I'll tell you.
Anyway, so Jimmy, the idea is to earn while you learn.
Yeah.
So with a limited knowledge up front for you to get on calls effectively, okay, even if you're just trading fake money, demo money, that's good. You're learning. And then there's more videos to watch that have detailed analysis, detailed strategies, etc. You can watch those while participating in the live sessions, and everything is going to start to click. Okay, but the idea is to get you going ASAP.
okay. Guy just said just made 24 pips.
Nice.
And that's amazing. I don't gotta need to do nothing. I get to want to go to a really incredible, impactful meeting with the school here in my community. So Jimmy's saying, how do I set up a demo? What is called download it? Okay, makes sense. Jimmy, stick with me, bro. I'm gonna see you later on tonight, my man. We got some divine appointments going on. We're gonna get you Five Alive, and the community knows what Five Alive is. So that Five Alive system is going to help you get to where you want to go with what we're talking about. Just stick with me, bro. Stick with me, and
Travis and I will go
be with
through
me, and we got this.
Yeah, we'll do the call to action for you.
Okay. I want to stay until we're done. I want to finish strong.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Cool. Well, guys, if you want to join our community and you want to be a part of the process, not just talk about it, but actually participate in it, we more than welcome you. And to do so, we're have you go to our website, prosperitymovement.online. It's actually a pretty new website. Some updates. Maybe some updates that were a little too much updating.
No, it was beautiful. I didn't eat that day and I was a little.
It's all good.
I fixed
But
the
it-
bottom part for you, B.
Thank
Oh.
you. I appreciate you. Sorry if I kind of made a remark about just being insecure in the moment just because I love you and sometimes I'm jealous if I'm being honest, but I still love you.
I'm just jealous of his glasses.
I think it's my height.
We're jealous of your. Anyway,
Yeah,
go to
so
the
go
website.
to the website. Basically, right now it's pretty easy to get a hold of us with the updates to the site. What do you think is the most effective way for them to get started?
Actually, by taking advantage of the freebie offered on the first page.
Right
So
at the
as you
top.
scroll through the bottom of the page, there's an offer there for you to get a hold of a free training that we have called Trading Industry Exposed. If you've ever heard of things
Jimmy,
like
that's good for you.
yes,
So you know.
if you've ever heard of things like trading bots, prop firms, and those kinds of things, we actually discuss those in pretty good detail in that training. So I would highly recommend you go there and you get that as a starting point, and then from there you'll be able to talk with our team.
Okay, if I may be so bold to actually give Travis what do you call it? Maybe say something nice for someone.
Standing ovation.
A standing compliment. It does kind of look like an Apple thing.
And on that's time to tie up.
We have to at least admit. I think we can all come together and at least admit that Apple's marketing is pretty top notch.
Come on.
They are. I admit that.
Oh, wow. We're in agreement. Look at this. Soon
that.
he'll have an Apple piece of product.
Yeah, that's how they get so many sheep.
Now.
That's how they get so many sheep.
It's hey, you know what? Biblically, it's good to be a sheep.
Sheep are better than goats, my man. So self-defeating beliefs you have.
All right, I love you. I'm outie.
Right,
Thanks, everybody.
I'm
Bye-bye.
in there like swimwear. Cheers, bye.